everyone, it's Lynette with Charmed Grammy Crochet. How are you today? Today is Sunday. It's about noonish, and I'm sitting outside because it is a beautiful day out here in South Carolina. I'm gonna say it's supposed to get to about 78 degrees, I think. Our camper sits so the sun is behind us most of the day, which is nice for sitting out here. It's beautiful. The sun comes in and gets the camper warm, so we have to pull the shades there to help keep the cool, help keep it cool at that side. It's a big help, by the way, if you, probably in your homes just as well. If the sun is coming in and you close those shades, it changes the temperature a great deal and how much warmer your house gets. So if you're fighting with that and you don't know that trick, I hate blocking out the sun, but when you're living in the camper, it really does make it hard for the air conditioning to keep up. Just a tip. When we lived only part-time in the camper, I'd never close the windows or close the shades like that. But when we were there full-time, it was a must-do, or else the camper would just not cool down enough. So we are outside. You might hear some noises. Vehicles driving by. They just pulled in a camper. When campers come in, it gets really squeaky. So just you have to ignore that. But this is our campsite. We have these woods behind us. Very nice. But the road is literally right there. I'll turn you this way. Say hi to Roy. So this is our view. We have the view of a very large motorhome directly out our windows. It's like having a house next door. But when we're out here, we've got all this beauty, and the sky is blue and this big puffy clouds. It's wonderful. So I thought I would crochet out here for a little while, and I thought, you know what? I've been working on a couple of things since the last video. We pulled colors for my Graphgan, and I picked the next one that I'm working on. I decided to go to this one. So I'm doing the bumblebee now, which might have been the best one to start with, honestly, because if you're not really familiar or you haven't done a corner to corner in a while, you got all of this before you need to change or add a bobbin. And then these are rows, so I'm hoping that each one of these will have its own little bobbin and just go straight up. I hope it works out that way. I am to here. So I will show you my progress. There are bobbins hanging all over it, so you're going to get that. I had notes in there. I did wake up with a little bit of a cold this morning. But I'm feeling better now. But if you hear me sniffling, it's just a cold. I'll be fine. So this is the front bottom corner where you start. Goes like that. So this is the back end of the bee here. This is the back end, and that's where I am. And I promised you I would show you the completed last one I did. I'll show them all to you so you can see the progress of the blanket in general. I have this living in the parts that I'm finished with and working on are just living in a plastic bin, and it's nice because folded in half my squares fit perfectly. So this is the one I just completed with the fish. So this is the gone fishing one, and then this is the marshmallows for roasting marshmallows. Oh, and it still has a stitch marker in it. I think I originally thought I would leave the stitch markers to show me with the corner I started in. So this is a good one to start with. This is the one I started with. So you had all of that. So that's probably probably was a good choice. And then we have the ladybug with the broken wing, or broken antenna. But I do have them just living in this big bin, and that's working out really well for me. It's bigger than a shoe bin, but I can put my projects in there, you know, the completed ones. They fit up perfect in the bottom, folded up in half, so they're not, things get moved around a lot in the camper when you really don't have a closet, or it's hard to hang things that get heavy. My walls are not flat, but all the walls, or the majority of the walls, have a texture to the paper, so like command strips don't want to stick real well to like hang a project bag, so they end up shoved in a corner that I have one corner that you can shove things in, and then we have to move it, and if it gets cold I can't shove them there because it's in front of the heater vent. So all of my project bags, all of my crap gets moved around quite a bit. This should go in the, and then this also has, I also have a bin, I mean a bag, that has all the little colors that I picked out to go with everything, is in a bag in there, in the camper too. But things get moved around quite a bit, and these can lay flat in this bin, and I can just move the bin or take the bin with me wherever I'm going. I have all my little bobbins that have been used. I have in here the yarn that goes in everyone, like everyone needs white, everyone pretty much needs white or a black, and they all need this blue, which I'm going to need to get another. This is Super Saver, excuse me, Super Saver Jumbo in light blue. I think I picked it up at a Walmart. And then the other yarns are just whatever colors I had that I wanted to use, but I think, well, the brown, which there isn't a brown in this one, but it was a big Karen 1 pound leftover. The yellow is Big Twist, the white is Big Twist, but it doesn't, you know, it doesn't matter from one square to the next, really. I don't think, if the yarns, as long as they're, you know, like, I want the blue to be consistent, and other than that, you know, the sky blue that's in the background, other than that, it doesn't matter, right? I can pick any colors that I want, but we went through that, and I put them all in a bag. What I actually did was I took the picture, the graph, and I put the yarn and the graph, I folded the graph, rolled the graph lightly over the yarn colors that go specifically in that graph, and then I put them in a bag, and then I put the bags in a bag. So when I pick out, when I'm finished with this one, I can just grab the next pattern, and all the yarns will be together that need to be in there. And my blue, white, and there's black in here, because they're pretty general in all of the graphs. So they'll just be in my bin with my bin stuff, and I'm really happy with that. It's making it really nice and easy. And then I just sit at the table, and I'm getting rained on by leaves. Then I can just sit at the table, pull my bin over, and everything's right there that I need. And it's staying organized and not getting as tangled and as messy. So then also I brought out my luck in the draw. I have started adding my color for this week. It is what I think I'm going to work on when I'm out here for a little while, unless I'm still videoing when it's time to go in. Not that there's any rush to go in, but there is a football game on, and Rory's going to watch it, and I will probably go in and work on my graph then and watch it too. But big twist in these big, I'm using the cabin colors for Boggy Creek, and this is Luck of the Draw Boggy style. So it's only a 10-week 5 color plus your basic color, your main color, if you're using one. And I am using, this is, so the Boggy Creek Blankets cabin colors are red, blue, green, and yellow. So yellow. I also added a cream because I needed an extra color. And then for the main color, I'm using this. I love this yarn in this really awesome color that has all the colors in it. And it's called Candy Stack or Candy Stick Stash. That's what it's called. And it's got all these jewel tones, and it is just, it's really pretty, I think. And so that's my main color. So this week's color is the yellow. I have started adding the yellow, so let me show you. I just got one row in, but I have started it, and I just wanted to show you how pretty that yellow is going to be. Isn't that gorgeous? It's going to be so pretty with this. I just love this color. It's the best color to add as the main color, I think, for these. The last blanket I did in the cabin colors and the cream. I just eliminated the main color, which is now this. And the blanket was nice. I mean, it had all the cabin colors in it, and if they know the cabin colors, they would understand that. But it was lacking something, I think. And I think it was lacking this. I love this with this. I just think it really makes everything pop and brightens it up a great deal. So I'm real happy with that. And this stitch pattern that I'm using is the Rose of Kisses by Mama Swift. Trisha, who is also the one that hosts Look at the Draw, comes out every Thursday at 10 my time, which is Eastern Standard. And she's in California, and I think she puts it out at 7 in the morning, her time. You figure out your time. It's 10 Eastern Standard, and that's what I do know for sure. And I will probably, like I said, get that. I was kind of trying to save it to work on during the Boggy Lives on Wednesday. I thought, you know, because then it would be done for Thursday, and but when I saw that the color was yellow, I'm like, oh, I want to add that. I want to see what it looks like, and I'm obsessed with it. Get a tickle in my throat, getting dry easy. I get dry easy right now with this little bit of a cold that I'm getting. I woke up feeling pretty crappy, and we made breakfast and we ate, and I cleaned up, and I went back to bed. I think I went back to bed for an hour, and I feel a lot better. In the meantime, he went shopping without me. I didn't have to go to the grocery store. We were out of water. We tend not to drink the water in the campgrounds because you never know if it's treated water or if it's well water. In the office here, they said that it's drinkable water, but they don't drink it. And I'm like, well, if you live here and you don't drink the water, they say we cook with it, but we don't drink it. Okay. I won't make my coffee with it. And I drink a lot of bottled water anyway, so that's all I drink besides a cup of coffee a day. So then, this is the new excitement. I started the Nana June in Christmas colors because that's a twofer. Juan came out with the Nana June and Juan the Yarn Addict, and it is a wonderful, easy pattern. I love it. And Lynanne made one, and it was many people have made it. But Lynanne made it, and she said, "Oh, it's such an easy pattern to remember." So I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot. I wanted to make one anyway, and then someone, I thought it was Colette, but she said it wasn't her. Maybe it was Fuzzy, but I don't remember who it was that came up with, let's do a challenge to make a Christmas Christmas colored blanket. And Nancy from She's Got Yarn Too gifted me this Big Twist winter when I was at our house last time. She sent me home with this yarn. It is, you know, you can't get it anymore, but it is a 4-weight acrylic, 100% acrylic. The color is called Trimming the Tree, and it's got lots of greens, different color greens, and some red and some just cream. And it's marled, as you can see. There's 446 yards, 7 ounces, 408 meters, 200 grams in one cake. She gave me, I think, 6 cakes. So I thought I'm gonna try this in the Nana June, and you know, it's marled, it's busy. There's a lot of texture in this blanket, and I thought if I do just this, you're not gonna see a lot of the pattern, and I think it's really busy for in the beginning of the, you know, in the center, because the Nana June is a square blanket, and everything is so compact in the middle. If you have a busy yarn, you won't see any of the stitches. Now I haven't woven in any ends, so you're going to see a lot of ends because I'm changing colors. So definitely color controlling, but in the center I started with just doing, I think this is a Karen 1 pound cream color, because I wanted to, my original thought was to go to like maybe here, just do maybe the first 3 rounds or so in the neutral color, but it was going so well, and I had the written pattern, which I was having a hard time following, so I was doing the tutorial, and I just didn't want to take the time to change, and I wanted to get through the stitch pattern once before I made any decision as to what I was doing. So I just stayed with it for the whole stitch pattern until I got, I think, to the last row, because by now I've seen everything and I can see what I want to do. So then I decided that I would add on the crosses, I would make the crosses in red and green, and then do the marled in the other colors. So the first time I got to the red and green after the initial square, which brought me to 1 row of the marled, and then I did red and green, and then the marled, and then I did green then red, and then the marled, and then I did red then green, and now I'm back to the marled again. So it's like 1, 2, 3 rows of marled and 2 rows of red and green. And I'm really liking the effect of that. I think it looks really cool. I like it a lot, actually. So that's how I'm doing it. The red and green are just, the red is a Big Twist Varsity Red. That's what I'm using right now. If I run out, I'm going to use a different red, because the colors in here, because it's the only one, I think it's the only one I have, without going into my cabin colors. And in here there's several different greens, and the reds change as well. It's more greens than reds, but I'm using, this is something I had started a while back and I took it apart. I don't know what the green is, but I have a couple of this dark green. When that's gone, then I'm going to use this lighter green, because there's all these other greens. And I think it'll be fine because there's multiple different colors here. But I think I'll have enough red, because it's only going 2 rounds and it's already this big. I don't know how big this is, but I'm going to say 40 inches on me is about here. So, because I've measured that. You know, 40 inches is a thing in my world with making Boggy Creek Blankets. I am not like the top producer of Boggy Creek Blankets by any means, but I do it enough that I'm like, how big is 40 inches in my arm span? And it actually comes to about here. So I don't have, like, I think I'm close to halfway there. So I might have enough in just the red and green that I am using for this, but I really like how it's turning out. This yarn is a pleasure to work with. It glides so nicely. It's wonderful. I have not picked up my sweater for my granddaughter since the last time I showed it to you. That's one like that one is like the graph. I have to pay attention and concentrate and know what I'm doing. And I can do this and watch TV and chat with Roy and be on the phone and let my Monopoly Go play all by itself, because if you ladies don't play Monopoly Go, you just hit the button and the thing does it. Every now and then you have to click a collect or make a choice, but for the most part I play that game and it plays itself and I crochet while it does. So that's where I'm at with that whole thing. So I have two projects, then the sweater and the Afghan, that I have to pay attention to and concentrate on. And then I have these two blankets that are both just sit and crochet and do nothing else. I mean, do anything else. I can do it in the car and still kind of watch the road. I can, you know, while we're driving and see what's out there to see. You know, so you know how it is. You have the crochet that you have to pay attention to, and then you have the crochet that you have to, that you can, you know, the easy crochet. I would crochet the Graphgan out here, but I'm at a picnic table and I'd have to get out, we don't eat out here, because it's just a pain in the butt. Everything has to come outside then. And we're just not in the habit of it. I don't want people walking by and seeing what I'm eating. When I'm eating, I want, you know, I don't think it should be, we eat inside. He cooks out here most of the time, but we eat inside. And I would have to put a tablecloth down which isn't that big of a deal. But the, you know, picnic table isn't the most comfortable chair in the world. So anyway, that's where we're at with the crochet today. I'm real happy that I was able to start that Graphgan. I think I worked on it. I was like really impressed with the progress, but you know, the first 8 rows were just one color. Then it got slow. And I actually made a mistake and had to take some of it apart, but I was only a few stitches away, so that worked out. I couldn't remember how to start it. I had to go back to the video. Annette did a wonderful video on how to do Graphgans. Annette from Tangled in Yarn. So I went and watched all of her shorts while I was crocheting on it, because she's showing all of the beautiful things that she makes in some YouTube shorts, and you should check those out. So that's where we're at. I think that's everything I needed to tell you about. We did go, I want to do a catch up what we've done since we've been here, which isn't a lot. We go to the store quite a bit, it seems like. But we haven't done a lot of sightseeing because we've come to Myrtle Beach so many times. We've done a lot of sightseeing, but we have done a few things. A few things new that we've never done before. Not that we're opposed to doing the same things over again. But today isn't really hot. Today is the warmest day we've had. Yesterday was a beautiful day as well, and we did do things yesterday. Other than that, it's been a little bit chilly. Not terrible. Not anything that would prevent us from doing stuff. I think we've just been kind of lazy, to be honest with you. But we'll do more stuff. We're here for another 2 weeks. Actually, more than 2 weeks. We're here till the end of the month. So we've gone fishing. Roy's gone a couple times. I've gone once. We can fish here at the campground. without a license, they said. And it's not far. But today is a football day. We should be able to watch the Browns. And, of course, that's top priority. So, okay, at that, I will end this video. I will see you guys in the next video, which may hopefully be just a recap of the things that we have done, like a travel video, a sightseeing video. One of my friends, excuse me, said I should incorporate into my travel videos or do separately food review videos for places that when we go out to eat here, you know, while we're traveling. Not the big chain stores, you know, not if we go to Olive Garden or Red Lobster or whatever. Longhorn, Texas Roadhouse is a favorite. Not when we go there, but when we go to like local or mom and pop places, we should do food reviews and restaurant reviews. She said people might enjoy that. So let me know what you think about that. We did, because I can include that type of video in our, you know, our travel videos. I just don't know how I feel about filming in a restaurant, like, but I know people do that, and I don't know. Again, like, we don't eat outside because you're open to the public, and I don't want to, like, I don't know. I kind of feel weird about it. So let me know what you think. Even if I just like took pictures inside the restaurants and, you know, of the food that we ate, and let you know what we thought of it. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about restaurant food videos, to include with or as part of the travel video stuff. Okay, so thank you to all of my returning subscribers. I get so excited to start my video and tell you all the things I want to say that I frequently forget to thank you for returning. And for new subscribers, for showing up, for watching, for liking, subscribing, doing all of those things. I really do appreciate it, which is why I keep coming back again and again, because you keep coming back again and again. So I did want to make a point to thank you all for that. I will see you in the next video, or Wednesday at Nancy's for the Boggy unboxing, if not before. Probably before, because today is Sunday. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.